Okay, so let's talk about Amazon general updates this year. So let's take a moment to check out, okay, what is new? What's the latest things that Amazon has in store for us? New features, updates, we need to know Amazon fees and updates. These fees is especially important because, if you don't keep an eye on it, then it can hurt our bottom line. And we can end up with in a situation where we are. And actually, that's kind of the issue with a lot of these tools that give data about your sales and profitability and whatnot. I mean, most of them do not give you accurate information, and pretty much like all of them lie, meaning that they don't cover all the exact fees. For example, or actually, especially in storing, meaning that if you're not careful, you might notice, what is this? Like, I thought I was making a good amount of profit, but now I can see that the deposit that came from Amazon is like it's only a fraction, or like it's significantly less than the tool showed me. So one thing is actually storage fees. So then Amazon terms of service key points. So new features, bulk listing management. I mean, these edit listings are not just like prices across multiple products simultaneously, saving a bit of time and effort. The thing is that, well, is this really relevant and useful for us as private label sellers? Maybe not so much, but it kind of depends like how many products we have. And new AI, I mean, AI is everywhere, and Amazon is no exception. So they are actually taking the initiative in introducing different kind of AI elements in Seller Central. So that means that, okay, you can use it for product listings, and apparently over 100,000 users have already started using these tools. And good thing is that, it kind of simplifies the whole listing creation process. So basically, I mean, you just create the listing as such, but then you get assistance in basically doing a bit of like in the copywriting area. And another thing is that should be coming up is like the different kinds of options in terms of images. So it would be really interesting to see that what's cooking, what's coming up in terms of our product listing images. Like what kind of options are there going to be for that? Then other thing, yeah, this voice of the customer. So recommended actions and key phrases, which means that, I mean, it's basically just gathering data, just information for you. I mean, group listings, gather feedback, and so on. Then inventory health score. I mean, it just shows the overall score alongside graphs and tables displaying these various metrics like sell-through rate, lead time, and stock availability. It's a few years since Amazon started this upstream storage and this kind of star program, which means that it's this middle storage where you can store inventory without having to deal with these limitations and so on. But the challenge is that, I mean, using Amazon Global Shipping, even though it can be really cheap and so on, but oh my God, it's sometimes so super slow. So it definitely cannot be our only option in terms of shipping, like overseas, like sending shipments from China to US, for instance. So, but the thing is that, okay, like that's kind of workaround to kind of deal with these limitations in inventory, because we don't never want to store too much inventory or inside of Amazon that that doesn't move, because it will immediately hurt our metrics, which means that, let's say that you have too much inventory inside of Amazon that's not really moving, then you can not even like work with new products, because it's gonna, like, Amazon will not then let you send more inventory, right? If your metrics are really bad. So there's also new things here in inventory performance. So different kind of scoring here. Then restock tools. This is another aspect where like Amazon has been improving, and like I remember previously it was such a bigger hassle for one of our like supply chain manager to deal with this, like at which point does he need to order and send, and it's fine if you just have one product at one marketplace, but when you have 10 products and 10 marketplaces, then easily gets more complicated. So it's fantastic that Amazon is adding these different tools and giving estimations on based on the historical data, so sales trends, to really help us find these optimal inventory levels for future periods. Because the thing is that Amazon doesn't want us to send too much inventory there. So that's why they're gonna penalizing that if we have too much inventory, or we have inventory that's not really moving. So it's really kind of like mandatory to make use of these tools. So you will find it in under this restock inventory. Okay, enhanced communication channels. Well, I guess they're having some faster, more efficient support from Amazon through their improved chat, email, and phone communication channels. And it's a funny thing, like it kind of depends on what day, what time of the day you contact support, because if it's more concerned about Pacific time, US time. So if you are like using the support at like when it's nighttime in the US, you are more likely to get kind of like useless first line support, just because it's gonna be first line support is gonna be like handled in Asia, and people who haven't really that good of an experience on it. So if you also want to like get better answers, then you also consider what's the time of the day in Pacific time that you are contacting support. Then on different other updates, new Seller Central Cost Saving Program, SIPs in product packaging. So this is a new cost saving program opportunity. So SKUs enrolled are eligible to receive this discount depending on the size and weight. So it started already last month. So there's basically, kind of depends. So I'm just checking like what exactly is new here, but it's basically different kind of testing that you need to do there. So the guidelines means that with the rigid packaging, flexible packaging, so there's different items that are not eligible for it. Well, obviously hazmat stuff, yeah. And if it's really larger than something, it seems that there's no really weight limit in the rigid packaging, but flexible packaging is going to be 5 kilos or less. So I remember when like Amazon started some of these initiatives like this frustration-free packaging, they made this huge deal about it, and constantly bugging sellers that you should join this frustration-free packaging and whatnot. But in the end, it wasn't such a game changer. So some of these changes are good, and some of them are not going to be that significant, and you only kind of will know this after you start, if you like join it and see how it actually works. Then let's see, Wine program. So lower pricing structure. Yeah. So this is already been since last fall. Multi-channel fulfillment. Leveraging Amazon's fulfillment network to sell also on Shopify and eBay. And I mean, it's been option also before, but I guess they have made the integration a bit easier, because I remember previously, at least in eBay, you had to do a bit of you have to use third-party providers in order to make it possible. Improved user interface, yeah. Layout is streamlined, and I don't know if it's intuitive, but it's different at least. Yeah. Then FBA low price, FBA program. So optimized fulfillment for smaller, lightweight products with lower storage and fulfillment fees. So the rates are a bit different. Now, this is actually interesting that items under $10 pay about 30 cents more but get faster delivery. But it's challenging selling items that that you sell for under $10, and obviously profitability is one thing, but even worse is that it can easily turn into this add-on product, which means that it cannot be sold by itself, and customer can order it only along with some other products. So that's a really big hassle. So I remember we got this for one of our products at the time, and it was so then because we know that now it's an add-on product, so then we actually had to increase the price, but it was a bit of a hassle to get rid of it. So I can understand it's probably not that much easier nowadays either. So then returns, gain just insights about the return reasons and trends to improve this product quality and customer satisfaction. And what does it, obviously we always need to get information about feedback from the customers. But when I say that you need to test something in the marketplace and validate the product and get sales, I don't mean that you just look at things what your reviews are saying or what customers are telling you about the product in different form, whatever it may be. But it's also about getting feedback regarding the market itself, like how tough is the competition, like how easy it's going to be sell in that market, and how costly is it going to be to get on to the top, and how basically just gathering a better understanding of the market. So then dashboards, personalized dashboards with the data and metrics that matter most to you. This would be fantastic if they actually made some improvements here, because it would be really good to customize this stuff and only have the information that you actually need. So then experiments. seems they have added some new stuff. Visual data representation, key metrics, customizable and interactive real-time monitoring, decision making, A+ brand story, and multi attributes. Then improve benefits for new FBA product. So yeah, I mean the rebate of 10% for the sales of branded and non-branded ASINs, free storage, liquidations, returns, reduced IP score requirement to 300 or higher for program eligibility, and new sellers automatically enroll within 90 days of listing their first buyable ASIN. And yeah, so then regarding coupons, so there's new requirements regarding the pricing, 5 to 50% discount. So one thing that, like we talked a few weeks ago about this pricing and how discounts were previously kind of like not really violated, but used in such a manner that it wasn't really necessarily that ethical. So it's actually a good thing that there's going to be more structure or actually more rules and regulations in these things, because I mean I'm sure nobody likes being scammed or like then scamming, meaning that you say that no the typical price is going to be X, but nobody actually has ever paid that price. So if you're saying that the standard price is $100, then surely there must be at least one person in the world who has paid that price. Because if you're saying that standard price is $100, but you get it for $50, then if nobody has ever paid that $100, then it's not ethical at all. It's just some
it's like those furniture stores where they always have minus 80% discounts. Kind of makes you pissed off because it's like underestimating your smartness.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know about you.
Although maybe it works too. I've never actually used these watch prices. Or maybe it has a positive effect for some products.
Which one? What do you mean?
Like what is it called? Setting the standard price, or what is it called? I'm not talking about coupons,
the listing price, the standard price.
Listing price, yeah. So I think that's kind of passe.
Yeah, it's kind of the similar thing. If nobody has ever paid that, then it's kind of scammy, right? But there's also reason like I've also noticed. I mean, it does impact the conversion, meaning that sometimes, but it's also, I noticed like it's also been I guess a bit buggy, meaning that sometimes it doesn't show it and sometimes it shows it. I don't know why that is, but but the point is that, for example, if you are giving coupons and if you are doing marketing campaigns saying that this is a 50% discount, then this like significant discount, then I mean it's just more ethical if it's an actual thing. I remember, it was actually, I think also in Finland, this kind of study that they were studying these Black Friday deals, and the result was that actually majority of the discounts were not really discounts. They were just the regular price, and it was just advertised as being.
Yeah, by law they're required to have the original price for a certain amount of time. I think it's like it has to have been higher within 30 days or something. So, but yeah, within a few months, the discount is really not a discount.
Yeah. So more rules in that area is actually good. So yeah, I mean, it's based on sales history and bill sales history for horse price. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, and actually, this has been true for many years already. Like, if you're planning on doing lightning deals or doing deals on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, big days. I mean, you can easily get like massive amount of sales on those days if you just get these placements in different like main pages of Amazon, which means that Amazon is gonna advertise that as well. But the thing is that the discount is gonna be based on your history. So that means that, and oftentimes it needs to be minimum 20% that you're giving. So whenever you're planning that, okay, I'm planning to do like some heavy campaigns or whatever lightning deals at this certain period, like let's say in the last quarter of the year, then absolutely, I mean, like you should raise your prices in order to like pretty much impact your profitability, because I mean, when you do the prices, then there's a pretty, I don't remember what's it currently, but I think it was like maybe even 6 months or something like this, that the range where it takes the lowest price, meaning that the average or the lowest price on this timeline, then 20% has to be under that, right? Like 20% of the lowest price, or was it the average price? Then let's see transparency codes. So 20,000 free codes for these transparency protected products. So yeah, I guess there's no limitation. So yeah, this is this transparency program. So they're just giving this free code. So the thing about here is that it's just about authenticity. So customers can feel that customers can be more certain that the product is yours, actually, the brand. But is anyone using transparency? Christopher, did you sign up for this?
Nah, they'd be offering it, but no.
Yeah.
Ever since having entered the brand registry, I don't know. It seems like a nice extra service, but if you are in the brand registry, then besides, if the Chinese whoever trolls are gonna attack you, well, maybe it works better, but it also costs a little more, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know, but the benefits, I guess it would depend on the product. Maybe if you're selling some kind of cosmetics stuff or whatever.
Yeah, or something like food related, I would think. Then it's
yeah, where it's super important that
more,
it's yours, right?
Yeah,
so,
in terms of responsibility.
But otherwise, I mean, what it gives you, I guess, this product data, images, videos, promotions, whatnot. But I mean, you already get pretty much far ahead with the brand registry so I don't know if it doesn't. Yeah, it really depends on the product, if it makes sense or not. But at least we are not really using for any product. So then Amazon Business Analytics, some new reports here and there. So and by the way, it's always a good idea to kind of get your feet wet in checking out that what are the different things Seller Central has to offer, because they do offer some of these like nice reports, and especially like we already talked about this inventory expected like reorder dates and that kind of stuff. So it's good to also know this and not just rely on third-party tools. Then fees.
Sorry, can you go back one?
Yeah.
Can you go to previous? What's that diversity certification thing?
Diversity certification.
Bottom left.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Whatever.
But it doesn't. It seems like it would be some about your like workforce or whatever. So sounds very Californian thing. We are very
much more
diverse, responsible company. Yes. Diversity stand targets. Yeah. Upload your certification. Well, I guess it could be then. I don't know if that's the thing, but if it is, then I mean, I guess it would be about some kind of, a sales benefit. But would it actually have any impact on your sales? Probably not. So yeah, let's look into these fees. So non-peak monthly storage fees for standard size products will decrease slightly, allowing sellers to carry sufficient inventory. So the smaller the better, and how it goes in the world, like usually nothing gets cheaper by the US, except like technology chips, microchips, and that kind of stuff. But in overall, like things just tend to become more expensive, and of course there's inflation and whatnot. So that also means that we need to keep doing. We need to all the time like keep doing things better, which means that supply chain, like in this business model, it just means that we need to be better marketers, we need to be better advertisers, we need to be better in supply chain, we need to be better at cash flow management, we need to be better in doing different kinds of negotiations with the supplier, but we also need to be better able to understanding what's happening on the market, specifically in our niche. So it's because if we do that, then we are able to hold our competitive advantage even though fees are going up, and typically year by year fees tend to go up. Okay, storage utilization. Among overstocked quantities will be penalized. Surprise, surprise. So don't store too much inventory inside of Amazon, but don't run out of stock either. So it's always this balance that we need to uphold. And a lot of times, like when you're thinking about new products, it actually also makes sense to consider that, is it something that you could source closer? What if you could actually source it directly from the target market? So meaning that if your main market for the product is US, could you actually source it from US? And obviously it's gonna be depending on the categories, because if you're gonna sell some plastic, then pretty much always China is gonna be the winner so far. But let's say if it's some
the new thing.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like that's the new thing that I don't think it's even effective yet, but they will actually start penalizing for having too little inventory also.
Yeah,
that's a new thing.
But actually it has always you mean in terms of fees? Yeah. So but because
it's like an additional I guess a negative storage fee.
Yeah.
Or a diverse storage fee.
Because it has always impacted this visibility, meaning that if you have too low inventory, then kind of your rankings get lower, because Amazon doesn't want to give you traffic if it sees that you only have like inventory for a certain time. So
yeah, especially if there's inventory in the local warehouse near the customer.
Yeah. So fun. Okay, disposals. Yeah, so let's see, a bit of an increase here, surprise, surprise. So this is just something that, we need to be aware of. And I mean, obviously we want to avoid these removals and disposals. Like, come on, what's the point that we need to pay for Amazon to destroy our units? And what's the point that we need to remove it? And of course, it sometimes happens, mistakes happen that, whoops, Amazon forces us to remove something. But they will definitely do that, like if there's some IP, intellectual property violation or stuff like that, then for sure. But we should always do whatever we can in order to not end up in those situations. It's inventory long-term storage fees. Yeah. So let's see. What's the difference? 270 days or older. So that is pretty old. I mean, if the inventory has been there almost a year. So 380 per cubic goes to 545. So yeah, that's quite an increase. Yeah, but otherwise it's, it stays the same if it's less than 271 days. Okay, what else? Standard size products will see a decrease of 20%, 20 cents per unit. What can this be? Is this for real? Would Amazon actually decrease their fees? Let's see. Well, it seems to be. Yeah, even for large standard size. But I wouldn't consider it as a big win because, if they decrease something, they're going to increase something else, right? So which means that there isn't necessarily that big of an impact. But, I mean, whenever there's a decrease, we should celebrate it. So yes, go Amazon. Good Amazon. Good Amazon. Okay, referral fees decreased from 17 to 5 to 8 if it's $15 or less, $15 or less, and 15 to 20 decreased from 17 to 10%. But what are these? I guess in these specific categories. So inbound placement service fee. New fee.
Yeah, sorry, can you go back? What was this about?
Which one?
It seems like a big deal. This one, like referral fees going.
Yeah.
That's is this, what category is this actually? Oh yeah, there it is.
There it's on the left.
It's a very specific.
So it depends on your category.
I mean, but that would be huge. Well, kind of in that price bracket, but yeah, I'll look into that. Like
beauty, I don't know what it typically is. Isn't 15% typical for that as well? But yeah, because it's so it's funny. Under $10. So I mean, who sells under $10?
That's 15. Under 15, yeah. But even still, at $20, going 17 to 10, that's quite a lot still. But yeah, it's not like Amazon is doing it for to win hearts and minds. Yeah.
Amazon cares about Amazon's, so it's Amazon's playground. So either we can complain about it and get the heck out of it, or then just accept it, right? New fee for standard and large bulk size products to cover the cost of distributing inventory closer to customers. Okay. So you will, I guess it makes sense that, these bulky items, because Amazon is going to be moving those throughout, for example, let's say in the US, then surprise, surprise, they're going to take a fee for it. And they're probably going to be moving it, without having the options to not to do that, right? Low inventory level fee, yeah. New fee for standard size products for consistently low inventory levels. So then that raises a question. So what is consistently low inventory levels? So it starts when sellers fail to maintain on-hand inventory for 28 historical days of supply. Well, it's coming next month then. What's the change? Okay.
What's the actual number for low inventory? Is it 0 or is it like, do they have a threshold?
Well, it says there like 0 to 14 historical days of supply.
Yeah, I think it's starting when you go out of stock.
Out of stock. Okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. 28 days of supply. So it depends.
Not sure though. Actually, it might be a running average too. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's a forecast. It's telling that you're gonna run out of stock. Maybe less than 1 week or whatever the number is. Then they're gonna start applying these fees. I'm not sure. I need to recheck that, but that's what I think it was before. Like you don't necessarily need to go out of stock. You just, even if you risk going out of stock, Amazon will punish you.
Right. But if that's 32 cents, that's nothing. If you don't have stock, are they charging you, there's 32 cents a day? Or is that if you're under 10, they charge you 32 cents per unit?
Yeah. That's a good question. I would, yeah, question. I think that's units. Yeah. I was wrong. I think you don't need to, because if you go out of stock, then what are they going to apply those fees onto? But if you are constantly below this optimal level of inventory in Amazon eyes, they are going to add these fees times the stocks you have at the time. That's how I would interpret this anyway.
Yeah, meaning that.
So that's kind of substantial. Well, like almost $1 in with some products is kind of making a dent to one's margins for sure.
Yeah, I mean, then I would imagine that if you go out of stock and you don't send any inventory, then it's probably not gonna charge you. It's more charged on the sales, meaning then on the sales that you're making, then they are gonna take these fees, presumably. Okay, Amazon Terms of Service key points. You are responsible for your own actions and content while using Amazon services. So Amazon collects personal information. Blah, blah, blah. Privacy notice. You retain ownership of any content you submit to Amazon, but you grant them the license to use it in certain ways, which means that whatever we add their product imagery, obviously it would matter. Like, okay, if Amazon would start like competing against you with all the information and data that they have on you, but there's already been cases where, like, in some markets, Amazon has done that, and they have been sued for that. I mean, for good reason, right? So yeah, following the rules. No, not liable for. Amazon is not liable for anything, and